Who is the most powerful inspiratory muscle? The diaphragm. Which muscle is the most powerful in assisting expiration? The abdominal muscles and pelvic floor muscles, right? Because most of us are sitting still. You can understand that when he inhales, the diaphragm always sinks down. When he exhales, his pelvic floor muscles and abdominal muscles do not participate. Do you agree? When everyone is in a relaxed state and not deliberately practicing breathing during the exhalation process, their abdominal and pelvic floor muscles remain still, right? So in this situation, the more frequently you use your diaphragm or the more you inhale, the more it moves downward. To make the diaphragm rise, there must be a force from below pushing it up for it to rise very high. So, when your pelvic floor muscles contract, doesn't the pressure in the pelvic cavity increase? When your abdominal muscles contract, doesn't the pressure in the abdominal cavity increase to push your diaphragm up, right? But what happens? When you do it, your pelvic floor muscles don't contract, and your abdominal muscles don't contract either. So your diaphragm sinks down and can't come back up. Can you understand this? So you can understand that all your members, including yourself, have their diaphragm stuck in an inhalation position. Can you understand this? When the diaphragm sinks down, isn't it in an inhalation state? When the diaphragm rises, isn't it in an exhalation state? So if your diaphragm sinks down and can't come back up, isn't it stuck in an inhalation state? Do you remember from watching this video, what happens to your thoracic spine when you inhale? The thoracic spine extends, your thoracic spine extends. So your diaphragm is stuck below and can't come up, stuck in an inhalation state, and your thoracic spine is also stuck in an extended state. Even though you've been working with a curved thoracic spine like this for decades, you still can't fight against breathing, because breathing happens 24 hours a day. Breathing happens 24 hours a day. So this is why you encounter people who appear to be hunchbacked, but their thoracic spine is still straight because it is stuck in an extended state. What kind of people tend to hunch? Let me tell you, elderly people. You will find many people like this. Why do these people hunch like this? Because when we are young, the muscles on the back of our body can still resist gravity. They can still resist the pull of gravity. For elderly people, their muscles have degenerated to the point where they can no longer resist gravity. So, due to our weight pulling down, gravity is pulling down, the whole person ends up in this state. So in this state, the more he inhales, doesn't the thoracic spine curve more? In this case, the diaphragm is pushed lower. And doesn't the curvature of the thoracic spine increase backward? In this state, when you inhale, isn't it an extension? In this state, when you inhale, isn't the thoracic spine curved? Can you understand this? Therefore, in elderly people, the diaphragm is also stuck lower, but their thoracic spine curves backward because the muscles responsible for extending the entire body have weakened. So the whole issue with the posture and physique of modern people, if you don't understand this, you will end up causing many problems for a member, especially for those with a hunchback. If you have them do extension exercises, thoracic spine extension exercises, high pulley lat pull downs, or any exercises like these, as long as they involve scapular retraction, any movements that involve thoracic spine extension will exacerbate the problem. The more the thoracic spine extends, the lower the diaphragm gets stuck underneath. If the diaphragm is stuck and doesn't move, doesn't the pressure in the entire abdominal and pelvic cavity increase? The more the diaphragm sinks, doesn't it push the pressure from the thoracic cavity into the abdominal and pelvic cavity? No problem, right? So at this point, all your internal organs are under high pressure, and the lower you press, the more the diaphragm can't rise, increasing the pressure in your pelvic cavity. This is why so many people have hemorrhoids.